Alright, I'm back, and right now I would just like to talk about something that I feel many black people should know about. They should know about this plan. It was a law that was enacted. It was for black people. I feel black people should know about the the connection with black people and Operation Garden Plot. Operation Garden Plot was a plan. It was a plan to round black people up because of all of the turmoil and all of the riots in the late 60s. There was a plan to round black people up and put them in detention centers, holding camps, and internment camps. The government, they were threatened because of the rise of all the black groups from the 60s. They were scared of a potential uprising from all these black groups. Black people were more conscious back then. They knew that the government was against them, so they wanted to stand together. So many black people formed many groups throughout the 60s. And towards the end of the 60s, there was a culmination of riots. There was lots of turmoil going on, and the government was scared. So they needed a plan. They needed a plot. And the plot was Operation Garden Plot to round black people up and put them in these internment camps and holding camps. And the thing about it, black people were more united back then. They were more united, so black people would have had more of a united front to go against the government. There would have been more of a uproar if the government tried to round black people up. People would have went ballistic back then because people back then were more conscious. They were more conscious back then. And the thing about it with Operation Garden Plot, a mild version of it was used during the LA riots back in '92 after the Rodney King verdict. A mild version of Operation Garden Plot was used then. A form of Operation Garden Plot was used after 9/11. When 9/11 happened, Operation Garden Plot was used mildly. When Operation Garden Plot is enacted, they are declaring martial law. Martial law in the government, and the army and the National Guard takes over. And what they do, they round people up, namely blacks. They were going to round black people up. And like I said, black people were more united back then, but now black people are more divided than ever. So right now, if they wanted to start rounding black people up, they could do it. They could do it. They could just pick them off one by one and round black people up because black people are so divided right now. They are so separated. They're not together. They are falling apart. There's so much turmoil within the black community. The government could easily come in and just start just rounding people up one by one. There would be an uproar, but there wouldn't be as much of an uproar today because black people don't have that united front like there once was. We don't have that love and connection like we once had in the past. Look at all the conflicts between black men and black women. We just can't get along with each other right now. I wish we could get along with each other, but we need to. We need to get along with each other, but we just can't. The morals of blacks has degraded to an all-time low. Blacks don't care about each other anymore as much as we used to. So black people would be ripe for the pickings. Plus, many black people are in worse shape. We are in worse shape than ever. So it would be easier to just round black people out. If we tried to run, so many of us are out of shape, they could just catch us. We're not in good shape anymore. Our conscious level is really low. So if they wanted to round black people up today, if they enacted Operation Garden Plot, declared martial law, black people would be rounded up easier than ever. There would be an uproar, but black people wouldn't have a standing chance because we are not together. And now, Operation Garden Plot is not for everybody now. It's now for not just blacks. It's also for American patriots, people who love the Constitution, people who like Ron Paul, people who are against the Federal Reserve System. These are all enemies of the government now. So these people would be the targets of Operation Garden Plot. So black people are not the only targets of this now, but this was a plan, and this is a plan. that was dedicated for black people, unbeknownst to many blacks out there. This was a plan for y'all. Now, there are various laws that complement Operation Garden Plot. Most notably is PDD 51. This allows total control of the government. And this allows the president to be a complete dictator once a national emergency is declared. When a crisis comes and they enact martial law, the president becomes complete dictator. Operation Garden Plot is enacted. The army and the National Guard takes over. Then what happens? Complete crisis. But many black people don't know about this because we're focused on silliness. We need to focus on real issues throughout the world. That's why black people need to come together. Stop fighting with each other. Forget about the materialism and the foolishness out there. And you need to focus on the big issue. What's the big issue? Freedom. Freedom of mankind. That's what it's all about. So black folks, Operation Garden Plot was dedicated for y'all. That's who it was dedicated to. But now, it's not just targeted for black people. It's targeted, like I said, for patriots, for people that support the Constitution, for people that are against the Federal Reserve System. But now, once PDD 51 is enacted, the president becomes a complete dictator. Operation Garden Plot is enacted. The Constitution will be officially dead. And then what happens? Nothing but pandemonium and chaos in America. And this is a phenomenon that I know many of y'all don't want, but this can be a reality. So, y'all need to understand this phenomenon of Operation Garden Plot, PDD 51. Black folks, y'all are a target. And it seems like many blacks were rounded up covertly anyway. A lot of black folks make up 50% of the prison population. So many blacks has been rounded up anyway so far. But when it's an actual full force Operation Garden Plot, then what's going to happen? That's going to be the real deal. But this is just a law and an issue that I feel many people should know about, and many black people should definitely know about. If we could just forget about the materialism, come back to reality, raise our conscious levels, good things could happen. But anyway, I'm going to stop it right here, and I'll catch y'all later.